What if I said that anxiety and constant worrying, that noise that keeps running rampant in your mind, is nothing more than an illusion? It feels real because it's connected to our deepest fears and insecurities. However, Carl Jung, the famous psychologist, believed it was a trick our minds play on us. Anxiety keeps us distracted and trapped in a fear cycle, preventing us from embracing the present and living freely. But the good news, it doesn't have to be this way. Jung's teachings offer us an expedition to liberate ourselves from this fretful cycle, not merely for a moment, but for the long haul. This isn't about temporary solutions or surface-level advice. It involves a profound dive into your inner self, understanding the root of your fears, and reshaping the way you perceive life. By the end of this video, you won't only comprehend why anxiety is an illusion, but also uncover ways to free yourself from its grip. You will regain a sense of peace and confidence that can truly transform your life. Worry often resembles a form of defense mechanism. It's as if our minds are trying to shield us from potential harm by anticipating every possible outcome. However, Jung showed us that this constant contemplation doesn't really provide any solutions. Instead, it fosters an illusion of control. It feels like you're achieving something, but in reality, you're just stuck in a revolving door, revisiting fears and doubts that offer neither clarity nor resolution. Anxiety is like a bandit, sapping away your energy, your focus, and your ability for genuinely living in the present. To begin the process of letting go of worry, you must first realize that it's not serving you, but merely holding you back. Jung's theory of shadow work becomes crucial to comprehend why anxiety has such a stronghold over us. The shadow refers to the parts within us that we tend to suppress or deny, our fears and insecurities, emotions we would much rather not confront. These hidden parts don't just vanish because we opt to ignore them. They manifest themselves in other ways. One of those is anxiety. Worry often acts like a red flag, showing us that something in your shadow requires attention. It might be an unresolved fear, an unhealed wound, or a truth you've been evading. By bringing these concealed aspects to light, you chip away at their influence. What once seemed daunting starts to feel manageable. It's important to analyze how frequently anxiety maintains you trapped in thinking about the future. Imagination leads to the concoction of worst-case scenarios that may never transpire. Jung argued that this preoccupation with the future disconnects you from the present moment, the only place where actual life is happening. Our minds love to craft stories, and anxiety feeds upon these imagined narratives. But truth be told, none of them is real. They're mere probabilities your mind has fabricated. When you take a step back and critically analyze these thoughts, you realize they aren't facts. They are just ideas, and acknowledging this can start to lighten the grip that worry has on you. Jung's concept of synchronicity, or significant coincidences, prompts us to observe that life unfolds in manners we can't always predict. Anxiety hinders us from perceiving these delicate yet potent moments. When you're consumed by fear and doubt, you're so fixated on what could go wrong that you miss the signs guiding you toward the right path. Letting go of worry doesn't entail being passive. On the contrary, it means being receptive to the unpredictable flow of life. Trusting in synchronicity lets you observe that the universe is perpetually steering you forward, even amidst uncertain times. Trust echoes as a recurring theme in Jung's teachings and forms the bedrock for relinquishing worry. When you lack trust in yourself or your environment, your mind works on overdrive, attempting to predict and control everything around you to fabricate a false sense of safety. But genuine safety doesn't come from stringent control, but from trust. Trusting yourself signifies believing that you can manage whatever life throws your way. It isn't about dodging hurdles. It's about confronting them with poise and determination. Trusting the universe implies understanding that even when things veer off course, they're unfolding precisely as they should. Individuation, Jung's term for becoming your true self, is another potent tool for breaking free from anxiety. Worry often crops up when you're being untrue to yourself or living in accordance with external expectations rather than following your heart. Individuation involves shedding these external layers and reconnecting with your authentic self. When you align your life with your values and purpose, anxiety loosens its hold since you're no longer trying to mold yourself into someone else's perception of who you should be. Anxiety thrives on resistance to uncertainty, change, and the unknown. But resistance only builds tension. The more you resist, the more stuck you feel. Jung believed the key to freedom lies in surrendering, not giving up, but letting go of the obsessive need for control. Surrendering involves accepting the status quo without judgment or attachment. By letting go, you make room for growth and transformation. You transition from a state of fear to a state of flow, where solutions naturally arise. Relinquishing anxiety doesn't involve ignoring your challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It involves reshaping your relationship with uncertainty. Instead of perceiving it as something to dread, you view it as a realm of infinite possibilities. It's the breeding ground for creativity, new opportunities, and growth. Embracing uncertainty liberates you from worry's constraints. You stop attempting to predict the future and begin to live fully rooted in the present. Jung's teachings encourage us to realize that the remedies we seek already reside within us. Anxious thoughts focus our attention outward, searching for solutions in our surroundings, while peace stems from looking inward, from connecting with our inner narrative that is consistently present. This is the part of you that is more than your fears and doubts or the stories your mind spins. Upon acknowledging this part of yourself, anxiety loses its stronghold, and you regain your essence. Letting go of anxiety is not a one-and-done event. It's a practice. There will be instances when anxiety creeps back in, and that's fine. The key lies in acknowledging it without judgment and gently guiding yourself back to trust, presence, and alignment. Each time you do this, you fortify your capacity to let it go. Gradually, you'll discover that anxiety no longer dictates your life. Instead, peace, clarity, and trust guide your path, reinforcing the timeless wisdom that Jung so brilliantly illuminated. The sensation of anxiety often springs from a belief that something is amiss, that you're not complete, or your life isn't enough, or that something important may slip through the cracks. Jung believed these fears stem from a dissociation from your deeper self. Anxiety creates a fog that blurs your ability to perceive the wholeness that already exists within you. When you dispel the notion that something is missing, the fog lifts, and you realize nothing truly essential can ever be lost. This paradigm shift diminishes the fear that fuels anxiety, replacing it with a sense of completeness and tranquility. Our mind, a powerful weaver of tales, constantly threads narratives about potential failures. But these stories are just that, and stories, not realities. Jung taught that these mental projections often mirror unresolved parts of ourselves. For instance, if you worry about being rejected, it may be because a part of you lies unhealed from past rejection experiences. By addressing and healing these fragments, you strip them of their power to influence your present. The tales begin to lose their grip, and you start to perceive them for what they are, temporary and alterable. Anxiety tends to create a falsified perception of time, convincing you that answers lie in the future, that your past defines you. However, Jung believed this fixation on time disconnects you from the eternal now, the only moment where reality exists. Picture carrying a heavy bag filled with what-ifs about the future and if-only regrets about the past. Connecting with the present moment is akin to setting that weighty bag down, enabling you to breathe and embrace the moment. The present moment doesn't expect anything from you. It simply wants you to live life as it is happening. The theories of Carl Jung about our collective unconscious present an interesting explanation about why worrying feels so common. He theorized that certain fears and ways of thinking aren't just individual experiences, but are shared by all of humanity. The idea of worry is thus a shared human experience, tied to our collective psyche as a species. Recognizing this can be liberating because it reminds you that you're not alone in your concerns. The thoughts that trouble you aren't unique to you. They're a part of the human story. This realization allows you to view your worries with empathy rather than criticism. Surrendering plays a key role in Jung's teachings, but surrendering doesn't mean that you're giving up. It means that you're letting go of trying to manage what you can't control. Think about it like trying to hold water in your hands. The harder you squeeze, the faster it slips through your fingers. Worry is just like that. It feeds on your attempts to control the things you can't. When you let go, you release the need to micromanage life. Instead, you trust the natural development of life. This concept doesn't make you passive. It makes you resilient, allowing you to react to life's challenges with a clear mind and an air of grace. Jung gave importance to symbols and dreams as windows into understanding ourselves more deeply. Often worry springs up when your conscious mind is not in harmony with your unconscious mind. Dreams, symbols, and even recurrent thoughts serve as messages from your subconscious mind. Jung advised not to disregard or repress these signals. Instead, he suggested exploring them with an inquisitive attitude. What is the deeper meaning behind your worries? Sometimes a repeating worry is a sign of an unsettled need or a disparity in your life. By truly listening to these messages, you can address the root cause of your anxiety, not just alleviate its symptoms. The connection between worry and our sense of self is deep-seated. Worry often originates from the fear of losing a part of your identity, your role, your status, or your sense of self. Jung's concept of individuation helps you realize that you are not just limited to these external symbols. You are not just your job, your relationships, or your achievements. These are facets of your life, but they do not define your essence. When you let go of associating yourself with these roles, your worry about losing them eases, and you understand that your true self cannot be whisked away, no matter what happens. Jung's ideas also touch upon worries in relationships. Concerns often arise from the context of others, our fears about what they're thinking about us, how they'll react, and if we meet their expectations. However, Jung encouraged looking past these superficial worries to understand the core dynamics at work. Are your worries about others really reflections of your own fears of insufficiency or fear of rejection? Lastly, Jung emphasized the value of being present. Worry shifts you away from the present moment and into imagined futures or past you can't change. Being aware of the silent observer inside you, the one who quietly watches your thoughts and feelings without becoming involved in them, can counteract this distraction. The more you align with this observer, the more you comprehend that worries are just passing clouds. They might seem overwhelming, but they cannot disturb your inner tranquility. This consciousness doesn't just change how you handle worries. It changes your whole life experience. Thank you for watching. If these ideas resonate with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this content, subscribe to this channel, and share this journey with others. As always, I'm excited to continue this exploration with you in the next video.